Hey everybody, it's Annette. I just wanted to do a quick update. I'd gotten the results of the MRI and I needed someone to actually interpret that for me. Yes, AI does it, or Google, or whatever it is now. Everything that comes up on Google is AI, and then you have to drill down further or go to your sources. But the knee pain this week has been better. I don't know if the yoga and the strengthening that I've been doing is helping, but it's been a good week. But I did tell the doctor today that I never know what kind of day I'm going to wake up to. So he has ordered some physical therapy. Been there, done that, but it's been a few years since I've been there, done that, and it looks like the order will target core strengthening. I've been working on that. Lumbar stabilization, so whatever is wonky with the knee, hopefully will help with that. Patellofemoral protocol, don't know what the heck that is, but in other words, to strengthen and realign the area that may have gotten damaged in the wreck. Again, we don't know if it's pre-existing or the accident. At this point, I just want it to be taken care of. So that will be between, I guess, a conversation between the doctor and my attorney, and I will just defer to them on whatever they want to do. If they are ready to close it out, fine. If they think for whatever reason this is accident related and they want me to go ahead and complete the physical therapy, I'm good with that. It looks like it's going to be 4 to 6 weeks. On a positive note, they've got a physical therapy in the fitness center that I work at. It's in the same building, but it's a different area. So we've got a full fitness center with the pool, the steam room, the sauna, exercise classes, all of that. So if I can get physical therapy there, then that's a good location, a good demographic, and I'm comfortable with that environment. And I know when they do physical therapy, they do a lot of, I don't want to say manipulation because that sounds intrusive, but they will work with the knee, massaging it, getting some of the knots out, using some of the electrodes in them, and hopefully that will get it back to where I need to be. Because prior to the accident, again, I would have been training 4 or 5Ks. So I'm willing to see that, and then they're going to order, I'm going to get a call, they're going to run it through insurance, and then get a special brace so that when I have flare-ups, it'll stabilize that knee. Again, whatever's going wonky with the knee, everything is lined up on the x-rays. The MRI did show some meniscus tear, but he said in 2019 it was the same thing. So he was comparing 2019 to 2026 and did see the wear and tear under the knee. So that's, I think it's still the same game of trying to avoid knee replacement. And I thank God that I've not had a bad week with it. So we're coming up, August the 22nd will be 1 whole year since I started this little YouTube channel. And I think it's named appropriately, The Healing Path, because that's what I'm on. I told the doctor, I said, look, I said, I'm not running a 5K. I said, I've backed off because I consider this a healing season. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm sitting on the sofa eating bonbons. I'm just altering the things that I do. I'm doing the yoga, hour of yoga once or twice a week, and then the strengthening exercises on the ellipticals once a week, and then walking when I'm able to walk, obviously, around the house all the time in the yard. I think I've slacked off this past week. It's been 1.5 miles a day as opposed to 2.5 miles. But I've had this enormous project with a deadline I've been working on. So I'm just going to give myself grace for that, because 1.5 miles is still not too shabby, but I can do better, and I know I can do better. So physical therapy, and then the brace, and then I asked him, I said, like, at what point do I finally say I've had enough? And he said each person has to reach that place by themselves, on their own, because everybody's different. Everybody's pain level's different. The way they're suffering is different. And that's true. I tell you that all the time on these videos, that we're all different. So that's what I'm going to try to do. I'll keep you updated on how that goes. I will tell you that the yoga and the ellipticals and the strength training with the lower weights, the plank to build up the core, has seemed to help a lot. I'm up to 1.5 to 2 minutes on the planks, and I try to do 2 or 3 reps on those. When I first did it, it's like my arms were turning to spaghetti after 30 seconds. I'm like, it looks so easy, but you don't realize what you're engaging when you're doing that. So if you can do planks, I encourage it. It's made so many other things easier for me. It definitely has improved my yoga poses, and it's improved my mobility. I'm able to plank into a coop and grab an egg from the very back of one of the coops that we have. So instead of having to crawl on my knees, it's like, oh gosh, you don't know what you're crawling through. And sometimes they'll lay the eggs close to the door where I can get to them in that one coop, and then other times it's towards the very back. So I'm like, I don't want to crawl through that, planking it. That's pretty dang cool. So I will keep you updated. I think the biggest frustration for me is that I can't run right now, and I'm taking this time off to heal because I'm very impatient. But I've used the fictional character, really the real character, Linda Hamilton, aka Sarah Connor off of Terminator 2, as the woman that I envision when I'm working out and am trying to improve my strength, my body, my core, and get some muscles going on. I find her very inspiring, and just sometimes pulling up a photo of Sarah Connor from Terminator 2 is a lot of inspiration. So sometimes you have to have that. You have to have that one person, either in your life or someone you've seen in a movie or somebody who's a fitness guru. Pick your inspiration and try to visualize that person and work towards that. Obviously, we all know they had personal trainers, dietitians, and stuff like that. But I'm just saying, from a psychological standpoint, that helps me a lot. So stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy. Thank you for being with me on my healing journey. And I am always open to listen to what you are going through and talk about it if you want to. Talk to y'all later. Love you. Bye-bye.